Okay, I can set that aside. So some reflections on January 1st, 2024, 40-day sugar fast. So as a number of you can attest, this process has been, I've been initiating this process for, I don't know, some 5, 6 seasons. And some years the attention was a little lax, just like, well, you signed up, now good luck. And that was it. I just like tee it up and that's it. But this year I've decided to bring a little more dedicated effort to the process. And this is the first of 3 possible meetings that we can have. So on the 4th today, and then again Thursday the 18th, so 2 weeks from now, and then on the 10th, that's a Saturday, February 10th, it can be a final celebration. I've written those dates in the chat, and I'll also follow up in via email along with this link for people so they can come get a read on what we're up to. As I've stated, this is, requires mostly is held together by your own initiative, which is what we'll discuss tonight. And I'm just providing just a space of encouragement. And we also have one another a bit to draw on here as well. As for the value or the merit, I find this is probably the most simple form of reset I can do. Just eliminate one thing. One, it's not 9 steps to my, master program and all these things. This is like one ingredient that opens the gates in heaven, as Lao Tzu would say. Just one simple practice that echoes in many directions. I appreciate its simplicity. And to be clear, the exercise consists of giving up refined sugar and other sugars that are, similarly suspect, like, I don't know, Splenda, or just very other artificial sweeteners that are perhaps even worse than refined sugar. Fruit's okay, honey's okay, agave's okay. You want to do some maple syrup, that's okay. It's just refined sugar, that's it. And in all ingredients, not just the major offenders, but just spend a bit more time reading the labels, the backs of things. And what I found that this, I mean, to kind of like fast forward for you a bit, what I found is this just eliminates all processed food. And what you're left then with, quite simply, is just whole food, which will, as you'll see, has its own merit and reward and is more akin to the ancestral body that we've inherited. I'm curious to know, so tonight we'll just spend a little time, and I think we can bundle this up in the next 20 minutes here. I'm curious to know what you want out of this process, a little bit about your motivation, and we can inspire one another this way. And if you want to expand the fold of the disciplines, say, we're here for you to voice that. I know Jordan is on an ambitious program. And if you want to share some of those features, just speak it into the space, it becomes that much more real with and for one another. So with that, could someone model their motivation for the 40-day sugar fast?
I'm happy to start.
Yes, Susan, thank you.
I'm Susan. I'm in Denver. I started 20 days ago. I'm on day 20. I was at work and a lot of people were bringing by like corporate, gifts of crumble cookies and Godiva chocolates. And just like eating it out of control and not thinking about it and not being present for it. And I woke up one morning 3 weeks ago and just thought, I am addicted to this stuff and I have got to give it up. And I think my goal is just to be kind of liberated from the habitual pattern of turning to sugar in times of stress or tired or whatever I'm feeling that I don't like. And I've really noticed that over the last 3 weeks is like when I do have the intense cravings, it's when I'm stressed or tired or sad or not feeling well. So it's been really interesting just to watch my own patterning. So my goal is really kind of liberation from the addiction.
Thank you, Susan G. Yes.
Thank you.
Another.
Thanks for sharing, Susan. Yeah, the addiction is real, for real. And I'm actually just now realizing that. So I didn't have any intentions to cut out sugar. Actually, I had spoken with Derek and I said, I don't have problems with any of these things as far as I can tell, but I'm cutting out alcohol and cannabis and mind altering substances and dating and sex and just cutting all this out from my life. I really want to go inward. And then Derek personally reached out. He's like, "Hey, saw you were sure you were interested in the sugar," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll just cut out sugar then too." So I'll be honest, I haven't started yet on the sugar, but I'm actually that's why I'm meeting up with y'all here because it's actually going to be a very important part of this cleansing process of yeah, just really seeing what I'm like at a pure level without these addictive substances or these addictive actions like sex and stuff that are um, distracting me, big distractions. So yeah, I'm excited to be on this journey with y'all, and I really appreciate the community support. I think that's actually going to be a really big component of this. Is y'all are sitting here seeing me saying, "Hey, I'm cutting these things out. Let's do it." So thank you.
Appreciate your openness, Jordan.
Yeah.
Susan. Yeah. Who can share next? And Joanna's camera, like the visual part isn't working, so she's just can join us via voice. Would you be up for sharing, Joanna?
Hi, yes, thank you. My apologies on the camera. You know, I guess there's a lot of emotion tied to it for me as well. Thank some of the others have mentioned that. Thank you. And I stopped drinking alcohol because due to depression, and it has made a big difference. And of course, you know, alcohol is sugar. So then it just leads you right to that kind of like that's certainly a step. And so I am also grateful very much for the support. And I guess I am a little scared too, because then what happens after day 40? And of course that could happen at any day, not day 40, it could happen any day. But, you know, I just, a little anxiety about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah. And what this brings, and you're sharing what I think we'll have a moment at the end to kick around some like strategies that, you know, things that make this approachable and accessible. If you things that you found at work, and just round table on that. Good. How about you, Beth?
Well, as you know, Derek, and maybe others here know, twice a year we also do a full Panchakarma, and we offer that in a supportive community, and we always feel so empowered by it. So there is something about taking back your own really decision-making power around any number of habits. My father is a pretty advanced diabetic, an insulin-dependent diabetic, and I know that I have some of the genetics to go in that direction. So there's that aspect of it. But then there's also, as others have said, just the sort of the habitual reaching for it. And even these past 4 days, catching myself, and I mean, already I'm eating a little bit more fruit, and literally like just a single date is like, wow, it's so sweet. So sweet. And just to share that there is the advice in Ayurveda, and to a large degree, even in the yogic context, that we do need the sweet flavor in our palate, but also sweet experiences that we consume through the other senses. So part of my strategy is also to give myself more sweet experiences, just to nourish that that kind of heart softening. And in my life, the easiest, most direct way to do that is to hang out with the pets, you know. But like, and not just the normal walk, but you know, some extra special time just loving and being loved. And then of course there's lots and lots of ways to give ourselves sweetness in life, but that's just one little thing I do. And it's always really good to see the faces of friends from over the years. So thank you for the support, everybody.
And speaking of support, who would you hand it off to next?
To my friend Grace.
How did I know you were going to hand it off to me? So hi, I'm Grace. I usually live in Denver these days, but I just arrived in Taos today for the weekend. And so yeah, I think I did your first sugar fast that you offered during my yoga teacher training, and I think it was in 2016, Derek, but maybe it was in 2017, maybe.
No, 16. Well, it's always been at the new year, so it would probably, yeah.
And probably, okay. I think could have been 20. Okay, we'll see, but I'm gonna look it up. I'm sure it's documented somewhere. I guess I just always like to jump in on this with you. It's funny, I wouldn't think of it until you say, hey, it's January 1st soon, want to do a 40-day sugar fast, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's good for me. So so I like the idea of coming together and sharing like this. It's really nice to see everybody, and I already feel a little more motivated. The first time I did it really blew my mind, I have to say, just like going to the grocery store and seeing that, like, aside from the outside edges of the store, like every single thing inside not only has sugar, but it's extremely bright colors, like, you know, designed to catch your attention. It's like glowing sugar everywhere, and it really kind of blew me away to see it like that. So yeah, I'm actually gonna do a plant dieta that starts January 10th, which is kind of like Jordan. It's eliminating all the things he said, plus spices and dairy and everything. Pretty super bland, but I'm really looking forward to that because I did it a few months ago. It's like communing with the plants. You eliminate everything that could maybe be in the way of communing with whatever plant you're trying to, learn from. So basically I was like, oh, do I want to just start my 40-day sugar fast on January 10th when I start that too? Because I kind of want to still like eat sugar and stuff, but I just started it with you guys, and that's just where I'm at. I'm excited to feel thanks, Beth. I'm excited to feel how it feels on the other end of just like cleaning out in the way that this does. And it certainly helps the body feel better. So, and the mind and the emotions actually. So anyway, I don't have much more to say. Happy to be here. Thanks for instigating it and holding the space, Derek, and everybody. It's good for all of us. So it's one little thing for humanity. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Grace. And who's next?
I'll
Amy.
go. Yeah, great. So good to see you.
Same here.
So yeah, fun. This is so great. So I live in Maine now. I used to live in Denver. Actually, I lived in Aurora in one of Grace's properties. Was my last place I lived when I was in Denver. But anyway, so what drew me to this cleanse? I maybe have dabbled in this cleanse before. Don't know that I lasted 40 days. And I think I jumped on the last cleanse with Beth and had like a kind of adverse reaction to the liver cleansing and had to stop there too. So I'm giving it a try again. And I have to say, of all those other times, it has been a non-question, like the easiest thing for, I haven't even thought about it. Sugar, like no cravings, no nothing. I think my body was really ready for it. I'm having some, like, long story short, some family health issues with my father who lives in Pennsylvania. And I had to spend like the last 10 weeks there with my just my daughter and I. And so just like from being away from home and dealing with, an ill parent and just kind of the stress of all of that, and like throw in the holidays and all of that. I was away from home, away from my practices, away from a lot of my like more supportive habits and leaning on some of my less healthy habits for sure. And so it just felt like the perfect time to just kind of clean the slate and lean back into some of the things that I know truly help me, like on a very supportive level, as opposed to some of the crutches that seem like maybe they're helping me in the moment and in the long run are actually causing me now to have some like not major health issues, but like I have a tummy ache a lot, some things like that. So the last few days have been really awesome. I also just I love being drawn back into mindful eating and paying attention to what I'm doing. And I think it's helping, I had to do a lot of yeses and a lot of things I didn't really want to do, like parenting your child away from home, around other people. We kind of live this really sweet, kind of isolated, beautiful life on a farm in Maine, right? And then I was thrown into a Philadelphia suburb where it was a lot of not me living the way that I like to live, and a lot of yeses when I wish I was saying no. And I think that saying no right now to sugar also feels really, really good. It feels like a nice boundary, something I can put some passion behind and reinvigorate my ability to say no and put boundaries up. And that feels really nice. And Beth, I just smiled when you mentioned sweetness in other ways. And one of the biggest takeaways from the last few days is noticing my ability to be present with my daughter when she wants me to play horses for the 10 millionth time. I get on the floor and I play horses, and I'm not reaching for the distraction of the day, right? So I'm stoked to lean into the sweetness that is not sugar. So thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Feels really good.
Wonderful. Thank you, Abby. And
Mhm. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess that leaves me. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew. I'm in Idaho Springs, Colorado. And I don't think I've met anyone else, but Beth, my wife, Helena, talks about you often. So I don't remember if we've met in person, but in any case, I love what I've heard from you all, and there's some things that align with me. I guess I'll just start. Helena and I, we started the year with a water fast. So this morning we broke that fast, and oh my God, I was dreaming of non-sugar sugar food. I was like, lentil soup and walnuts, I can't wait. Felt like the no sugar was going to be, after a few days of nothing. But I'd say that I let's see, I am looking for discipline in my life. I'm switching careers and kind of going out on my own, and I've noticed that I've struggled a little bit with the discipline that it takes to stay focused. So I think this sugar fast will help me in the area of discipline. And Derek, what you mentioned about the no sugar naturally leading towards sort of a more whole food diet, I think my body's ready for that as well. And so yeah, I love the support aspect of this year or this year's fast, and I guess I'll leave it at that. But thank you all for sharing. And Addie, I guess I'll say too that your example of like saying no to sugar is a way to practice saying no, which is something that I also feel like will be very valuable. So thank you for that share. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you, folks.
Lovely, Andrew. I appreciate your wisdom and insight and experience. So it's about 7:30. I'd like to do a final round here. Maybe we put like a 5 to 10 minute cap on this. Aim for 5. Just wisdom, collective wisdom here. What have we found works? I can model what this likes, and I'll just speak crisply into the point. I found that when I get some traction on a number of days behind me, like 14 days behind me, some logic might creep in that sounds something like, well, I'm doing so good at this sugar fast that I think I should have some sugar. So just notice this how sneaky the mind's justifications can be. I know Beth has another great line that just says, not now, not now, right? This isn't forever. You'll get your sugar. It'll be back. It'll be back come February 11th as you choose or not, but just not now.
I mean, to the point of saying no, and exercising that muscle to say no and set that boundary, which I'm all for. I also know that one day in my life, I will want to eat blueberry pie specifically. And so, yeah, my psychology works well when I feel the temptation come up, if I say to myself, not now, rather than no, because like one day I will have a cup of hot chocolate, but not now. So if that's helpful to you, take it.
I feel like I've been having a lot of fun reading labels at the grocery store, and like chips and salsa are my all-time favorite snack, and just buying really well made, or I even had the thought like, oh, I can just make tortillas and then make these chips. Like being encouraged to not, like, yes, I do love a no, I'm working on no, but also a softness around that. Like, can I find this favorite snack and not completely deprive myself? I'm not punishing myself here, right? I'm like nourishing myself. So can I find a way to enjoy this favorite snack in a different way? Also dates and peanut butter. Yeah. Like great snack. So not depriving myself fully of the pleasure of eating and snack and yummy foods, right? But finding ways to enjoy them with no sugar has been really fun.
I think what I need to do is go clear out my damn cupboards, because I was not planning on doing this fast, and now I'm looking at my cupboard. I'm like, oh my god, there's like so much stuff in there that needs to go, and so clear it out. And then I really like what Beth said. Really, what all that sugar is a dopamine hit. So if we can find other ways, like Beth said, the sweetness of life, and for me, as I'm cutting out all these other dopamine hit type things like alcohol and then drugs and whatever, um, partner dancing is what I've been really getting into. And so partner dancing has been a jam recently, and I'm finding, oh, that's my new way to get high, so to say, is is just dancing with another human. So I guess where I'm going there is similar to what Beth said, find substitutes to that sugar high that you get.
Mm. A reflection that's coming up is just some increased sense of say broader mindfulness around other forms. This has come up, but other forms of sense consumption. And as I hold this kind of vigil of sugar fast, to experiment with the idea or hold space with the idea of the larger kind of pratyahara, to use yoga language, or what they call withdrawal of the senses. So, I think what I found is that similar to developing the no muscle is that it actually becomes the fold opens broader, and there's a natural sort of curiosity around other forms of restraint and the liberation that it brings, that it holds.
Thank you for sharing that. That was kind of vague. Can you like say it in a different way? Like, are you saying just
I get
this
inspired about
practice
other
is a
things when I give up sugar. I get inspired about letting go of other things.
okay?
And it develops like some greater momentum.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, thanks for that perspective. Oh, sorry, Jordan, are you still talking? No. Thanks for that perspective, Derek. That's really going to help me as I certainly made sort of a resolution, if you will, to get out into nature more, and I have that access because I live right here, and so exploring how my senses come alive when I'm out here, I think might help with the the giving up of the giving up of sugar. So yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to step off, but I do look forward to our next connection, and I wish all of you good luck and a happy new year. And thank you, Derek, again for putting this together.
Yeah, you're welcome, Andrew.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Andrew.
Thank you.
Is there any other final offerings here? Okay. I would just add, drink plenty of water.
I would like to know, is the potluck at the church?
I haven't decided that part yet. So, or like what that hybrid would look like, online potluck and etc. But more than likely, yeah, it makes sense because I'll be there on the Saturday.
Sorry,
right.
the potluck February 10th.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say something on the note of pratyahara, which is that just when we say no to one thing, like was said before, and say yes to others, it's also when we say no to something, it's saying yes to seeing what's in our way, you know? and that leads into saying yes to, okay, I'm gonna move forward, like I'll do that too. But it's a chance for all that to come up, I guess. Like it's a wall to hit against and off gas, whatever to move. So yeah. Okay. So yes to seeing all the things in the way.
Yes, yes.
One last thing, Derek, just that the 10th is actually a Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I write down Sunday in the note in the thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Okay. Very good.
So I'll make that clear in the follow-up email that'll have this recording in it. Thank you all. Appreciate your effort and dedication. Hope to see you all again on the 18th. Peace.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks so
Derek.
much, Derek. Bye, everybody. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.
Care.
Thank you. Bye.